Have you ever had that quiet moment, maybe sitting in your favorite chair, sipping tea, when you suddenly realize just how often you've come to depend on your kids? Maybe it's the grocery shopping, the technology setup, or even just a phone call to remind you how to book an appointment. If you felt that way, I want you to know something. You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not helpless. Aging doesn't mean surrendering your independence. In fact, after 65, it's the perfect time to reclaim it. Because the truth is, the more we rely on others, especially our children, for things we can still manage ourselves, the more we unintentionally shrink our confidence, our sense of freedom, and even our joy. And that joy, you deserve every bit of it. This isn't about cutting ties or proving anything to anyone. It's about rediscovering that powerful, capable version of yourself that still lives inside you. The one who's handled decades of life, faced challenges, raised families, maybe even run businesses or cared for others. That person is still here. And today, we're going to talk about how to bring that self-reliance back, one small, empowering step at a time. Let's start with something that often slips under the radar, depending on your kids to make decisions for you. It starts small. Should I take this medicine? Do you think I should sell the house? What would you do? Those are fair questions. But when they become a habit, you slowly hand over the reins of your life. You stop trusting your own judgment. And that can be dangerous, not just for your confidence, but for your health too. Because nobody knows your life, your needs, your body better than you do. Start asking yourself first. What do you want? What do you feel is right? It's okay to ask for advice, but try to treat it like seasoning, not the whole meal. Make your own call, even if it's a small one. The more you do this, the more you rebuild that muscle of self-trust that may have gotten a little rusty. Now let's talk about errands and household tasks. How many times have you waited for your son or daughter to help with something like changing a light bulb, fixing the Wi-Fi, or picking up groceries? It's understandable, they offer, and we accept. But the truth is, with a little planning and some clever tools, you can do many of these things yourself or find simple services that keep you independent. For example, if grocery shopping feels like too much some days, that's okay. You don't have to wait for someone to take you. Many stores now offer easy online ordering, and there are delivery services that bring your groceries right to your door. And if using the internet seems complicated, consider spending just 10 minutes a day getting comfortable with it. Watch a few YouTube tutorials. Ask a neighbor or friend to walk you through it once. You'd be surprised how fast you can learn when you're not rushed or feeling pressured. There are also tools, grabbers, stool ladders with handles, voice control devices, that can make everyday tasks so much easier. And when you use them, not only are you saving time, you're also proving to yourself that you're still capable, still clever, still in charge. Regaining your independence doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It just means you take back the power to choose how and when you need help, and more importantly, when you don't. Now that you've started thinking about your decision-making and daily tasks in a new light, let's move on and talk about something that can be even harder to recognize: emotional dependence. Emotional dependence. This one sneaks in quietly. It can look like waiting for your kids to call just so you feel seen, or holding off on making plans because you're hoping they'll invite you over. You might even notice yourself avoiding certain decisions or activities, simply because you're unsure how they'll feel about it. That feeling of needing their approval or presence can start to shape your day without you realizing it. But here's the thing: your happiness, your sense of purpose, it can't be tied to anyone else, not even your children. They love you, of course they do. But they're building their own lives, just like you once did. And your life, it's still here, still full of potential, still worth living fully, joyfully, and on your own terms. Try doing something small just for you this week. Not for your kids, not because someone suggested it, but because it brings you joy. Maybe it's going to that cafe you used to love. Maybe it's finally signing up for that painting class or calling an old friend to reconnect. Even something as simple as dressing up a little for no reason at all, it tells your brain and your heart, I matter. I still choose. I still create joy. When you find fulfillment from within, something shifts. You start to carry yourself differently. You stop waiting for others to give you permission to enjoy your day. And that, my friend, is real freedom. Another area where many older adults feel unintentionally dependent is with managing money. Maybe your son helps you pay bills online, or your daughter double-checks your bank account. And that's okay if it's working for you. But if you're starting to feel out of the loop, or unsure about where your finances stand, it's time to gently take that power back. Financial independence isn't about handling everything alone. It's about understanding where your money is, how it's being spent, and feeling confident asking the right questions. You don't need a finance degree to do this. You just need a notebook, a little curiosity, and a willingness to learn. Start by reviewing one part of your finances. Maybe just your monthly expenses. Write them down. See what surprises you. Then, slowly add in your income sources, any subscriptions, or insurance policies. If anything looks confusing, don't be afraid to ask, but ask to learn, not to hand over control. There are even apps now that simplify everything into visuals, easy to read, easy to manage. When you understand your own finances, you remove one of the biggest reasons people become dependent later in life. You gain not only control, but peace of mind. And that peace, it helps you sleep better, breathe deeper, and move through your day with more confidence. Now let's look at another hidden dependency, relying on your kids to handle your health care. Appointments, medications, forms, those things can feel overwhelming sometimes. But letting others manage it entirely can leave you out of touch with your own body, your own needs. And nobody knows how you feel better than you do. You don't have to remember every detail by heart. A small notebook or even a calendar by your bed can help you keep track. Set reminders for medications, jot down how you feel after certain meals, or note questions you want to ask your doctor. When you walk into that clinic informed, with your own notes and your own voice, you become your own best advocate. And trust me, doctors notice. When you speak up, when you show you're paying attention, you're taken more seriously. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your own care. That's real empowerment. That's the kind of strength that keeps you feeling alive, alert, and in control of your health journey. Let's keep going, because there's one more area where dependence often creeps in, and it can be the hardest one to face. And that's relying on your kids for a sense of identity. This can happen without you even realizing it. For decades, being a parent was a central part of who you were. You raised them, guided them, loved them with everything you had. So when they grow up, move out, and build their own lives, it's easy to feel a little invisible. Like your purpose got packed away with the last of their boxes. But here's something powerful to remember. You are more than just someone's parent. You're still you. A whole, vibrant person with talents, stories, dreams, and wisdom. And the beautiful part of this stage in life is that you now have the freedom to explore all the parts of yourself that may have been put on hold while you were busy taking care of everyone else. So ask yourself, what did you once love doing that you haven't done in years? What hobby, interest, or goal did you put aside for someday? Maybe it's writing, gardening, volunteering, starting a small business, or learning something completely new. Now is your time. Not someday, today. When you begin to live for yourself again, something magical happens. You no longer feel like you're waiting for your children to visit to feel whole. You're already whole. Their presence becomes a joy, not a necessity. That shift creates stronger, more balanced relationships because it's no longer about need, it's about love, mutual respect, and genuine connection. Finally, there's one more area where independence matters deeply: your future planning. Many people over 65 rely entirely on their kids to make decisions when things change, whether it's about housing, end-of-life choices, or managing belongings. But when you take charge of these conversations early, you give yourself the gift of dignity and your children the gift of clarity. Think about what you want. Where would you feel most comfortable living if things change? What kind of medical care do you want, or not want? Write it down. Talk to a lawyer or advisor if you need help putting together simple documents. Even just sitting down and having an honest talk with your family can make a world of difference. You're not giving up control by having these conversations, you're claiming it. You're choosing how your life unfolds, instead of waiting for others to decide for you. That's not just responsible. It's courageous. It shows the people around you that you are still steering your own ship. So let's take a moment and reflect. You've spent a lifetime giving. Now, it's time to receive, from yourself. Your wisdom, your strength, your independence, they're still here, waiting to be honored, nurtured, and celebrated. You don't have to do it all overnight. Start small. One habit, one choice, one step that says, "This is my life, and I'm going to live it with joy, clarity, and freedom." If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part of your independence are you most proud of or ready to reclaim? And if this video inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe. This community is here to support you every step of the way. Here's to standing tall, choosing boldly, and living fully at every age.